So today we're here with Kevin Rodriguez and Amber Deshmukh, the winners of the Indian Sommelier Awards. We're here at ProWine Mumbai 2025 and I'm here to have a little bit of a chit chat with them. So tell me, what do you feel about this year's ProWine?
It's fantastic as always. I think more people coming in, more people from the trade, which makes a lot of sense. A lot of scope for importers where they go and taste wines which are still not imported in India. So the wineries that are seeking representation, it's a great scope for them that we get a chance to taste and maybe get a couple of brands in India. So
And is there any favorite?
So we tried some amazing German wines from Pfalz and Moselle, Rheingau. We just trying a Barolo, which is poured in my glass. So looking forward to them.
And what about you, Kevin?
So yeah, we were tasting together most of the time. There's some really good wines in the Swiss pavilion as well. There are some wines seeking representation in the Australian side as well, which are very good.
The Barossa Shiraz.
There's a very good French counter. Also, there are some really good new modern interpretations of French wine, which we can see. There's a new trend out there, which you can always. There's some really good stuff out there in the France.
Talking of trends, what do you think is the international trend and what do you think is the Indian trend going on? I can ask you this question because you guys are well versed.
Yeah. So, trend, you can say India is a very infant market. We are basically, I was talking to the other winemaker the other day, just now over there, from the Australian pavilion. So, basically, when you see the markets around, they've completed full circles in terms of trends like multiple times.
Right.
We've just started the circle. So in terms of trends, they've gone around drinking wine and it's a part of their culture forever. We are just starting on and getting there. So trend-wise, they are a little bit ahead. I would say we will still take time to catch up with what the people are drinking.
I would say we have a lot of
catching
catching
up to do. Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I have a slight different opinion about it. I completely agree with you. But then globally, when I speak with producers who approach us to taste their wines or whatever, there is a misconception that Indians drink a lot of sweet wines, which is
I
not the
absolutely
case.
agree with that.
Which is not the
Absolutely
case.
agree with that.
So Indian palate is, if not, we won't be tasting or having wines from various regions across the world, but our palates are very well refined. So if you know, for example, Chianti. Chianti 100 years back was a sweet wine.
Right.
But globally
It
the
has
trend
changed over the
But-
years. Yes.
But it's the same thing with India. Indians 25 years back used to drink sweet wines, which is not the
Which
case
is
right now.
basically port wines.
Port wine,
Exactly.
And sweet
So
Riesling
we know
and-
what we are drinking. It's just that we need more education.
And we need more variety.
More variety, more classic regions.
Right.
And we are on the right track.
I think you guys, being sommeliers, being people who are actually the leading faces in the industry when it comes to influencing what wine gets performed where, how does it go. I think there's a lot of scope in terms of getting more variety into the market.
Absolutely.
Obviously, one of the factors is the importing part.
Absolutely.
What do you have to say about that?
See,
state?
it depends. Me being an importer, I know the challenges very well, keeping the taxation and pricing aside. Considering the market and the climate, we should be drinking more of roses and white. But 70% of the consumption is reds.
Right, and that's
So,
full-bodied.
so because it sells, we as importer, we have to get red wines. So if the market accepts drinking whites and
Right.
roses, we'll import whites and roses.
In that case, the German wines, if you have tried them out,
Yes, we
they're
did.
actually doing great. I mean,
Absolutely.
they have amazing palate, but for some reason, the Indian audience hasn't quite got the fondness for whites.
So
Any
basically-
reason why?
So whites, the thing is, what we've practically seen in a lot of people is that Indians are quite averse to acidity in a way. Our food as well is not very acidic.
Right.
Compared to European food, they use a lot of lime, lemon in their food. They use a lot of vinegar in their
Tomatoes.
food. Tomatoes. Our food is more creamy, more rich. So we, in a way, are very averse to acidity. We like things amped up. We like full-bodied reds, like
Rounder,
that.
richer.
Rounder, richer. That's our palate. When it comes to drinking wines, I would say it has to be, it is an awareness which has to be created. Like for example, in Indian accent, my restaurant, most of my food works with white wines.
Right.
95% of it works with white wines. But then, because people love reds, you have to incorporate a red in pairings
Yeah,
and
exactly.
stuff like that. So what happens there is, when you have, it's an awareness. And also, it's like, once you start drinking red wines, you don't technically go back to white wines. It's a palate. Yeah.
I am guilty of that.
Exactly. So the acidity aware, the averseness from acidity is something which is lacking. If people start accepting that and be more, what do you say, more open to trying different wines and trying things with the food as they go, then then it will be a different scenario altogether.
Yeah, exactly. And when we are talking about German wines, I think the flagship grape, as we know, is Riesling. And if you have 4 different Rieslings at
Right.
4 different quality levels,
Right.
you can have your entire meal planned with those
Absolutely,
Rieslings.
a whole
You don't
full
need-
course meal is
Yeah,
sorted.
you don't need a red wine to be
Over that.
paired when you have 4 different Rieslings in place.
Same with champagne, if you have champagne
Exactly.
across, you can have a full tasting menu with a full set of tasting menu with champagnes across. But again, unfortunately, the pricing and availability of champagne is so, you can say, bad that you can't possibly do that.